Welcome back, folks. Another tie video. This one is a request. Somebody asked me to show them how to tie a FAB. Something a lot of us take for granted, but I suppose until you've shown how to do it, it's like everything, isn't it? You don't know. So, foam Arse blob for me is a neutral density blob. A blob that sinks very, 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 very slowly. It's not completely buoyant, and it's certainly a lot more buoyant than a standard blob. Okay, so it's something in between. Hugely popular pattern, something we use a lot of on the comp circuit, even more so than boobies nowadays, to be honest. So hooks I like using for this, I'm using a barbed hook, which this is a Cam & Sand B160, and this is a size 8. It's got a nice short shank, wide gape, so that the Fritz doesn't impede the hooking ratio when you've got when you tie this fly up, and they're quite a lightweight hook as well, so that it helps with that buoyancy. Thread is UTC 70 in red. We'll just get this started. I'm just going to do a two-tone fab. It's nothing special, just a two-tone fab, just to show you the construction of this. So just start by whipping on your thread. Now, the bit that makes this a foam Arse blob is the foam cylinder. It's a piece of booby cord, or a piece of drilled foam cylinder that's tied into the back of the fly here, as opposed to having your booby eyes across the top of the fly as you would normally, like this, back of the fly like that. Okay, excuse me, fingernails, been in the garden all day. Now, some people like to tie in these flies with a whole cylinder out the back, and it makes them nice and buoyant. For me, that kind of defeats the object. If you want a nice buoyant fly, tie it as a booby. It's simple, you know, tie a booby. What I like to do with these is just cut them in half. So cut them in half, and I know this is how the foam Arse blob originally was used. Cut these in half, take half a cylinder and just tie it in. Give yourself a bit of space up here, and then just tie it in behind the eye. And all the way down, and then just bring it up like so. Just like that. So you've got this nice half cylinder out the back of the fly here, and all we're going to do is going to cut that down to length. So we want, you don't want loads of foam in this. As I say, this isn't meant to be a hugely buoyant fly. This is meant to be something neutral density, so I'll just trim it off down to there. We might even trim that again as we decide to finish the fly off. So as I said, this is going to be a two-tone, so this is where we then catch in our Fritz. All right, so it's really a fluoro yellow Fritz here. Just strip back a little bit of that material there, just to get yourself started, like so, just to expose the core. Okay, and that just gives you something to tie, so just tie that there, bring that up, and then start layering this on. So I'm going to do about half a dozen turns with this, I would imagine. This goes on nice and evenly. Just wet it, moisten it, bring it back. Nice touching turns. Just saying, about half a dozen, I think, and that'll do us. It's not quite half the hook then in that colour. And then just catch in with your thread. Old pair of scissors. Always want an old pair of scissors for cutting this stuff, because it can ruin a good pair of scissors. Or use a razor blade. Some people like to use a razor blade, same effect. Just pinch that back. Okay, and the top half of this is going to be a fluoro orange, nice bright fluoro orange. Just gives you a nice two-tone fab. All right, same thing. Both of these are 15mm, both the same size. So again, we're just going to expose the core on this on the top bit there. You've got a nice bit of core tie in just there. Pop that in. Bring your thread all the way to the front of the hook, and then you're just going to nice tight turns all the way up. Moisten it just to keep that folded back. You get plenty on the hook, you know. You can get plenty of this stuff on the hook, and it definitely pays to bulk on most of these. And of course they'll thin out a lot when they get wet. Right there to just where the eye, just behind the eye there. Okay, and bring your thread through and just secure, and hold that all the way back. Just like to push that back ever so slightly, give you plenty of room up at this eye here. Wet it, push it back, and then you're just going to tie this off. So tying this off before I trim the rest of that off just gives you a neater finish, and it helps stop that from coming undone. There we are, so just in there. Nice, tied off. Trim the waist, trim your thread. Again, use a razor blade or an old pair of scissors, get in there and just trim that off, like so. And that's basically your foam arse blob. Now what I like to do on these, with my blobs, again some people do, some people don't, is this bit in the tail here, this foam here, I like to just snip it in half. So you just run the scissors and just snip in half so it spans out, flays out, just like so. You can see that. So I turn that around here, that's now split. Okay, and I think that helps keep this fly upright, stops it from spinning. I might be wrong, but I do it with all my fabs, catch an awful lot of fish on them. And that's basically a foam arse blob, and that is a cracking little combination for all your reservoir trout. A little bit of varnish up there just to finish. That's it. My take on a foam arse blob. I'll catch an awful lot of fish on these. Nice quick tie, that one. Hope that answers your question, and I hope that's what you wanted to see there. And yeah, catch up with you in the next video. Click like, click subscribe, and I'll keep popping these out. Thanks very much. You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Yeah.